Hey y'all, welcome back to Weekly Hyperfixations. If you're new here, I'm Riot. Welcome in. As per usual, we're here to talk about some hyperfixations that have particularly caught my fancy throughout the week, or just things that I think are so ridiculous that I feel the need to mention them. Really crazy that we are 3 away from the new year, basically, first of all. And also 3 away from the first full year of Weekly Hyperfixations coming to an end, which is crazy to me. And I know I've said it before, but like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna need a new notebook because this one's almost done. But yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all, I also need you to understand that due to my ADHD, I've never filled out a whole notebook before. And this teeny thin bit is how much I have left. Excuse me. And there are a few blank pages in the front. I don't remember why. But I started this notebook on week 4, apparently, which was January 14th. And now we're on December 10th. So that's really crazy to me. Okay. Let's get started, shall we? Sorry about the long intro. What in the world? Oh. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Good. This is why I write things down, because I'll forget about them so quickly. This is just a really funny side note. The Paramount Pictures Twitter account was hacked, and they changed the bio of the company to proud arm of the fascist regime. And of course, a bajillion people got screenshots of that. So even though they've changed it back and changed their like account password and shit like that, it's far too late. That was really funny. Let me see what else we got here. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna read them in order because I want to talk about Marvel Rivals in a bit. Rei Ami, who voices Zoe in K-pop Demon Hunters, this is just monumental to me because I'm a theater kid. She met Lin-Manuel Miranda, and my brain kind of stuttered a little because, you know, it's a voice actor for an animated musical and a dude who has written one of the most popular musicals of the 21st century, right? 21st century, I think. You know what I mean. So that's crazy. And I believe her quote retweet of the pictures were "I met my hero," and I was like, oh hell yeah. Let's see, what else? Do I have the actual quote on that? I do not. I'm going to forego that because my dumbass didn't get the thing for it. Oh my god, okay. I've never heard of this man. This white man. Never heard of him. His name is Sam Altman. No clue who that is. But he was on Jimmy Fallon, so I assume he's also a rich white man. But he was on Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon asked him, "And do you use ChatGPT when raising your baby?" And Sam Altman, on live television, genuinely said, "I cannot imagine figuring out how to raise a newborn without ChatGPT." Oh my god. That guy's at least 35? Are you kidding me? Really? Hello? you're a man legitimately said, I cannot picture figuring out how to do this thing without this thing that's only really been prevalent for 5 years. Really? What do you think your parents did? Clearly not enough. But I digress. Like, holy shit. Ugh. Also, Jimmy Fallon, what the fuck are you doing? I don't think he understands that having someone on his show that does something like that looks bad for him. And you would think he knows at this point, but like, meh, whatever. I'm not a Jimmy Fallon enjoyer anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. I just thought that was fucking hilarious. Because what do you mean you're 35 and you can't even fathom raising a child without ChatGPT? Really? Really? I'm surprised you even got through school. I don't even know if you did, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. Unless you're a communications major. But that's just a communication major joke taught to me by such. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is another little sidebar because I don't actually know that much about Ichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece. Apparently he's huge on the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Especially he recently made a big art of Jack Sparrow and presented it to Johnny Depp, which was a little weird to me. Cause I was like, this feels like it's out of nowhere, you know? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Why'd you wait this long to... Pirates of the Caribbean's been out for a long time. Hello? Anyway. It's cute though. Someone joked that they should just make him a character, and I'm like, well, he kind of has dressed a One Piece character like Jack Sparrow, but obviously, guys, he can't just use Jack Sparrow because that's copyright. Yeah, that's the tweet there. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Weird Al, we know him, we love him, right? Known for making very funny parody songs, like instead of poker face, polka face, as in the music format. Hold on one sec. Okay, sorry. A computer program gave a pop-up and it wasn't even an open program, so I had to fix that. But, you know, Weird Al also did a very funny satirical cover of Gangster's Paradise, which was Amish Paradise. Complete parody song, always does parody songs. In a concert recently, Weird Al did a cover of Rage Against the Machine's song Killing in the Name of. It was a normal cover with no change to lyrics. That's how pissed off Weird Al is about the current state of our country, is that he not only is he doing a cover of Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name of, but it's also not even a parody. Because to make a parody would be to make light of whatever it is in a satirical way that would never happen. However, it's happened. So yes, Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of. Thank you. So people are genuinely like, oh shit, I heard he did a cover of Rage Against the Machine. I didn't expect it to be an actual cover and not a parody like he usually does. That kind of reflects on the direness of the situation a little. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but there were fans that are making a I called it a revert, like a revert to original version of the Sonic movie, where they are making it so that, you know, it's that gross render of Sonic and not the good one we ended up getting, things like that. And some people were like, oh, this is really interesting. AI. Hey, it's done with AI. It's not even an actual passion project. It's not even a real fucking fan project. And I really hope that whoever's in charge of the Sonic movies, it might be Paramount, I don't remember, but I hope they sue, because what the hell? Yeah. Okay, so first of all, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is getting basically a reboot. It's just Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced. They're kind of just updating it. I don't know how much new stuff they're gonna add. I think it's mostly porting it to newer consoles and refining some of it, which is really exciting. That's one of the most popular in the franchise in terms of just quality of game and things like that. That's also when they started going to different places and time periods that were like wildly different from the original set of games, because we got Black Flag and then we got Odyssey and then we got Black Flag, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, and Shadows, I think, in that order. But it's very exciting. It was technically the first Assassin's Creed game I played, because my beloved Italian cousin, I walked in the room and went, oh, Assassin's Creed, cool. This seems really fun. And he said, do you want to try it? And I said, sure. And he said, here you go. This is the hardest boss in the game. And it was a boat battle. I'm still bad at boat battles. Yeah, it's a memorable game for me, and I didn't even play it. So I'm excited to most likely have the chance to play it as well. But that's very exciting for me. And I do think it's very funny that they were like, as a company, they were like, we'll probably get in trouble for making that game that was planned to be made. So instead, how about we bring back the one about pirates? And I went, you know, I'll take it. I will take it. It definitely doesn't make up for what they canceled, but it is really funny, especially when the government is trying to censor the entire internet. It's really entertaining to see that Assassin's Creed is like, pirates? You want pirates? So that's funny. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is just a sidebar. Chapel Roan did an interview with Perfect Magazine, and first of all, love the cover. Beautiful. Probably one of my more favorite magazine covers of Chapel Roan I've seen, honestly. And also apparently they had a little kid, and I mean like a 6-year-old, ask her an interview question. And I don't even know if they had like that kid ask more than one question, but just letting a little kid ask such a big celebrity a question at all in this day and age is crazy to me, because I feel like celebrities kind of just, kids ask really good questions, whereas adults try to tailor more to the person they're talking to. And I honestly think that it would be fun to have more interviews that even just feature like a write-in question. Like you can send in a question that like maybe your kid asked you a question about this celebrity, and then you can submit that kid's question to the interview with that celebrity or something. That'd be super fun. I think the little kid asked her about something about making mistakes on stage. Like, what do you do when you make a mistake? And of course, Chapel Roan, very theater kid, was like, well, the show must go on. But which is absolutely how it works. But I just thought that was really cool. And I wanted to bring that up because I miss when we still cared about the input of our future generations. Because there are so many kids and no one listens to them at all about anything. So yeah. Let's see. I've kind of gone out of order in my notes, so I kind of have to mark off what I've already talked about because I forgot. And I'm doing it really lightly. Did that. And that one. And this one I just deleted from the thing. Cover that. Okay, cool. Only fun stuff is left. All right. Markiplier's movie Iron Lung has premiered, first of all. And it was originally going to be in only a couple hundred theaters, but now AMC and Regal have picked it up. So it's actually going from a couple hundred theaters to several thousand theaters. And because of this, I'll actually be able to see it. So I'm very excited about that. I'll still have to, I'll likely have to go to the same theater that I saw Wicked in, which is, like an hour away, but that's better than being like on a completely different part of the state or anything like that. So that's really nice, actually. I'm really glad because the whole household here, big Markiplier fans. Okay, hold on. Big Markiplier fans. So, I'm really glad that we will all feasibly be able to actually go and see it. I'm not even into horror. However, the whole reason I can handle Five Nights at Freddy's is because of Markiplier. So I'm sure that will just carry over. You know what I mean? Like, I think seeing him on the screen in the horror context will make it less scary to me, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. But I'm excited about it regardless. So very excited to go see Iron Lung. It's been doing really good in theaters, which is really encouraging as well. All right. And then, okay. Word. Next up, I want to briefly talk about the Drew Gooden video that has, of course, it's gone viral recently, but it's about how terrible billionaires are. And I really encourage giving it a watch. Hell, I'll even link it in the description. Actually, let me make a note of that right now so I don't forget. But let's see. Hold on, I will spare you. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to recommend that Drew Gooden video. It also does a really good, wow, I can so speak, guys. Drew Gooden does a really excellent job of explaining in more simple terms to people the weight of how much money billionaires have, and how there's just no reasonable way to be that rich and things like that, especially in our country currently, and also all over the world. But it still, and I just really wanted to highlight that. I know it's been going viral, so a lot of you may have seen it, but I do really recommend giving it a view. Really, really well done. And also, like, I've been on the train of there are no ethical billionaires, but it's really nice to see someone with a large platform, not just make a statement about it, like some celebrities have made statements about it, like Billie Eilish most recently, but just in general, to not just make a statement, but make an entire video on it and genuinely dedicate time to talking about it is really important. And I'm really glad to see that happening. So I wanted to make sure to talk about that. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that then. Marvel Rivals announced their Christmas skins. Oh, also, well, I'll talk about Rogue later, but they released the concept art for their Christmas skins. It's a really good time. Doreen's skin is so unbelievably cute. The Star-Lord Christmas skin, first of all, took me a long time to figure out whose skin it was because my brain didn't immediately see the little Nova Corps symbol on it, but it's a nutcracker, and that's really good. The Daredevil skin is the most perfect skin on Earth. It's the comic Christmas the Christmas outfit that he wore in the comics that says I'm not Daredevil on it. Humongous fan of that. I don't even play the character. I want that skin. It's so good. And then there's a Winter Soldier skin that multiple of my friends sent me because they went, look, he looks like a DILF now. And it was really funny because my immediate thing was, guys, he's been that age the whole time. he's been of age for that the whole time. You're not getting me with this one. And then I looked at it and went, okay, maybe you'll get me on this one. Oh, there's a new skin for Penny Parker that's really cute because the spider mech is like a snowman, and that's really sweet. And then they're doing another Cloak and Dagger skin that is a little reminiscent of their Swan Lake skins. But Tyrone doesn't have a hood in the image, and I'm really excited about that. He doesn't have the hood of the cloak, so you can actually see him completely, which is really, really nice. And I'm excited about that. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then hopefully the Lady Loki skin is actually a Loki skin, because some people, for some reason, are like, oh, it's probably just a Hela skin. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that he wouldn't think that it's funny to dress to look like a family member. You really think? No. But yeah, oh my god, those are beautiful. I'm excited about it. I'm also just excited because I'm generally in a better mood recently because I was around a person who was really stressing me out. Not around that person anymore, which has been really good. And so I generally feel like a weight has been lifted. So if I seem like way more excited than I have in past weeks, it's probably because of that. I'm no longer stressed out my gourd. That'll do it. Yeah. Okay. What was the other thing I needed to mention? Ooh! Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I've mentioned it before. The Mighty Nein, which is another Critical Role campaign, has gotten an animated series, and ooh, let me back it up for you. Actually, a smidge. Let me back it up a smidge. The artist, commonly known as Wolfie the Witch, or just Wolfie, I first followed them in like 2021, I think, because they were doing Minecraft YouTube art, and it was really beautiful, and I liked it a lot. And I kept following them. And then, you know, after they stopped drawing that, they wormed their way into Epic the Musical and the Odyssey in general. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, a hyperfixation of mine. Ancient Greek stuff. this is perfect. I keep following them. I even, and I'll have my partner put it up. I even got a commission from them of my favorite ancient Greek mythos figure, Hyacinthus, which, if you know me, if you didn't know that, now everything will click for you. But I even got that commission from them. And then they started doing Bible fan art, which is really funny because I used to be in like a Christian school and stuff when I was in high school, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, cool. I have the full context for this art. And again, Wolfie's absolutely incredible at art. And then just the other day, I see a tweet that says like something to the effect of, my timeline refreshed before I could see who it was, but I saw this like bearded ish red-headed wizard guy, and I'm intrigued. And everyone who's a Critical Role fan went, oh my god, guys, it's happening. Wolfie has been absorbed into Critical Role, and I'm so excited. Am I surprised that they saw Caleb Widowgast and went, that one? No. In fact, I would have shown if I were to try and show Wolfie a singular Critical Role character that I think would get them into the fan, I probably would have chosen Caleb. He has a close enough vibe as a character to the art. This is weird to describe. That character gives me the same vibes as Wolfie's art of Odysseus. And they're not even similar characters necessarily, but like, you know what I mean? So I'm absolutely enthralled. And in fact, they're getting their friend, who's another very popular artist, whose work I wasn't familiar with, but it's beautiful as well, also getting them on the train of, hey, what's the Mighty Nine? Who's this Caleb guy? And I go, oh, we're eating good. Critical Role fans, we in fact found the artists. I'm so excited. So I'm so happy about that. Especially since the first Critical Role campaign I watched was Mighty Nine. And then I went back and watched the first one, and then have watched part of the third one, and have watched about half of what is available of the fourth one so far. So very exciting. And I just wanted to mention that. Yeah. Let's actually move on to the pyramid because I'm taking more time than I thought I would. And the pyramid this week is really silly up until basically there's only 2 real people on the pyramid, and their spots 1 and 2 respectively. So the rest of it is all fictional and silly because I was in a silly mood. First up on the pyramid is my favorite kaiju of all time, Mothra. Listen, I don't know why you wouldn't like Mothra. Every single time Mothra is shown in like a movie, it's like angelic and ethereal and beautiful. And also it's a giant moth. What could you not like? I'm kidding. I know what people might not like about Mothra, but I wanted less pressure on myself for the pyramid, so I decided that a majority silly goofy answers was going to be best. So Mothra's on the pyramid because she's beautiful. That's the tweet. And I love pretty much all Mothra designs because I think there's some discrepancy with how she looks depending on, like, you know, the media, what year it is, all that kind of thing. But yeah. Next up on the pyramid is Hank Hill. You know, from King of the Hill. Hank Hill is on the pyramid this week. because upon no longer having to interact with a person that was really stressing me out, by the way, in a video game, like it's an MMO, so like interaction within a video game. The next up on the pyramid is Hank Hill, because the three of us who kind of lead our Final Fantasy 14 free company, which is basically like how do I put this in more simple terms? It's like in that mobile game that I've never played, Clash of Clans. You know how you can have like a group of players that, like, you know what I mean? Like a little group of players that you can have within the game, and you get benefits for having that group of players. It's like that. But so the three of us in charge kind of the FC now, because we got rid of functionally a person who was kind of weighing us down and was making logging in not fun. We decided that we were all our FC leader, my beloved friend, she changed into an outfit, and she was like, I kind of look like Hank Hill. And we went, yeah, you do. Boots, jeans, and a white t-shirt. Yeah, you do look like Hank Hill. So then she went, oh man, what should I put this glamour on? Like, what class should I do? And then she remembered that she has a special tool for alchemist, and we considered that's probably the closest thing to propane. So all three of us now, using the class alchemist, have our characters look like Hank Hill. I've been assigned Hank number 2. I thought I was Hank number 3, but I am not. I'm Hank number 2, apparently. But I really wanted to share that because that's silly goofy and also very distinctive. So that was really fun. Loved creating the group of Hank Hill. And it's also really entertaining because I think I put my little basically bio, I'm just gonna call it a bio, in that game is like post office fucking director, I think, by day, Hank Hill number 2 by night. Hey, I'm only on at night. Hey, I'm actually only on at night. That was really funny. And I wanted to share that with you all, and that's why Hank Hill's on the pyramid. Next up on the pyramid is Caleb Widogast. He is probably, I think he's overall my favorite character in the Mighty Nein, and I'm pretty sure I've said before that it's Jester, but also the first character I really liked was Molly Mock. Sorry, my phone just fell a little on the table. First character I really liked from campaign 2 was Molly Mock. And for the sake of the animated show, that's all I'm going to say there. And then, of course, there's a lot of interaction between him and Caleb, so then naturally I started really liking Caleb Widogast. And, oh, poor guy. Stinky little man. But also, I'm endeared even more so now to Caleb Widogast than I was before, because since my first watch through of the Mighty Nein, since then I have developed a Nightcrawler hyperfixation, and my best friend is from Germany. So seeing new clips of Caleb Widogast, who speaks German, you know, it's more impactful now because I have that additional, I'll say, affinity for that. Also, it's just good to see all those characters again. Yeah, that's the tweet there. That's why Caleb Widowgast is on the pyramid. Next up on the pyramid is Anna Marie Rogue. Thank God she's a Vanguard. Not only is she a Vanguard, by the way, one of her powers is that she can kind of just like hijack someone else's power by touching them, which makes a lot of sense. It's a thing she can do in the comics. She does it in one of the movies, that kind of thing. She might do it in more than one movie, but she can do it. Which is really nice. And also, I really love her ultimate. Her ultimate drains the opposing team of their ultimate ability. What am I trying to say? Their ultimate charge. The charge for their ultimate gets drained out of them so that instead of, oh, I have my ultimate, no, you don't. Actually, you don't. And I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. I really want, and this was a joke we had, but I really kind of want my partner to get good at playing Gambit so that we can play Rogue and Gambit. And I say that like I didn't just start maining Angela, but you know. Also Rogue is on the pyramid because by God, southern person to southern person, if you will. Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare when I start playing Rogue though, because all of my friends that I play with are so used to hearing my voice like this. And very few of them are used to hearing me talk like this all the time. And while playing as Rogue, I will absolutely slip into it. So like, hold on. So like, there we go. You know, it'll be really funny to me. I'm excited about it regardless. That's why Rogue's on the pyramid. I'm excited as hell. I almost went Southern again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, I'm very excited in general for actually playing a Christmas event. Are you proud of me, guys? I'm drinking water while recording. I almost never do that. Thank goodness my friend who took me to see Wicked with them, she got me this cup. She also has one. But she got me this cup, magically remembering that my favorite color is green. Hell yeah. I think hers was purple. I can't remember, but I really like this cup. I have no idea where she got it, but it's nice. It's also nice to have a big cup with a straw, but also a lid. Because I lost the lid and straw to my coffee cup, and that has proven a nightmare. So having a new cup like that is nice. Anyways, I got distracted. Next up on the pyramid is Markiplier, Mark Fishbach. Okay. Markiplier's on the pyramid because not only were the circumstances of him making a movie based off of the kind of mentality of like, they told me I can't do it because I'm just a YouTuber. So I'm in fact going to do it. And I'm purposefully going to use my YouTube name instead of my full real name for promotion and credits and everything. Because you guys, the film, you guys, parentheses, meaning the film industry, would never think someone could do it unless they did. So I'm going to. And that's an excellent premise, first of all. Second of all, it's really popping off. The major movie theater companies in the United States have picked up his movie for their theaters. So it's doing really well, and I'm really excited to see it, like I said. And thankfully, because regular theaters picked it up, I will actually be able to go see it, which is really exciting. Also, just the sheer dedication Mark has had to this project that he just decided to do, and he's doing it fully. And he also chose a hard subject matter. The game Iron Lung is kind of trapped into one space and things like that. So it's really, really interesting. I'm excited to see it, but I wanted to feature Mark on the pyramid because not only has he done it, but he has already far exceeded his own expectations for it, and I think that's really, really cool to see. And then our top spot on the pyramid this week goes to Drew Gooden. This is absolutely for the video about how terrible billionaires are. And I was hesitant to put it on the pyramid because I watched it, you know, right when it came out. And I was a little hesitant about putting him on the pyramid because I try to talk about things that are a little more generically known, for lack of better terms. Things that are a little more mainstream knowledge or are vastly popular. And I don't know, you know, I don't know how much my audience knows about Drew Gooden. But he went viral over pretty much every social media, people making little edits of the video or reposting it to recommend, like reposting clips of it to recommend it to people. So I figured it was more fitting to put it on here than I thought originally. But yeah. I also just generally like when Drew talks about a real topic, because, you know, unlike a lot of more mainstream things, he definitely puts a lot more effort into it than most people do, even just the researching portion of it. And I'm really glad to see more YouTubers take on that aspect of their job, where it's not just someone's handing you the talking points and you're going or things like that, but he's actually thought about it a lot and has good points to say. And it's it's a really good video. I'll put the link in the description to it. I highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, and that's why Drew Gooden is on the top of the pyramid this week. Also, he's a silly, goofy guy. And some of his content's really funny. So also be wary. Very comedy centric, but he is a lot more serious about that topic in particular, just because it is harrowing to think about the stark contrast between regular people and billionaires, even rich people and billionaires. It's a whole different ballgame. All of that. So that's why he is on the top of the pyramid. With that, we've capped off our pyramid. Wow, I can really speak, guys. I hope you all have had an excellent week. And I really hope, hold on one second. I lost my train of thought for a second. Oh my gosh. I seem to have a lot more energy, and I've had a lot more energy lately, which is really good. I think I may have burnt myself out and not realized it, and then I kind of waited. I kind of just did it anyway, even with being burnt out. But I can definitely feel that that's gone. Or at least is going away, which is really nice. So I thank you to everyone who has kind of slogged through that period with me. And I'm excited for what the future holds. A little sneak peek. There's potential that I'll return to Twitch soon. There is a very short Minecraft SMP that I'm interested in applying for, and they're aiming for 100 players, so I have a slightly better chance of getting into that, I think, just because of the sheer amount of people they need. And I think that'd be really fun, but of course I don't want to spoil anything, especially since applications haven't even started. And that's definitely going to be next year since the applications start after Christmas. But there is potential for that, and that's very exciting. Also, I'm probably going to be I think I'm going to tweak the Twitch rebrand, and that may also carry over here to YouTube. I do want to try changing up my thumbnail style every year, so each year is pretty distinct. Excuse me for y'all. And I'm just excited about that. Also, I have a theater audition on like Monday, so things are happening again, and I'm excited about it, and therefore I'm getting more energy about it. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. You know, if you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. It's all free. I also don't spam notifications. I literally post once a week a video, and usually within 24 hours of that video the 24 hours prior to that video posting, I also do a singular community post. I do make graphics every week, a visual graphic for the pyramid every week, just because that's a fun little extra thing to do. And also it kind of reminds people a little bit of what we talked about the previous week before we go into the next episode. But otherwise, I try not to flood inboxes. I especially don't do shorts because I know those can really clog up a subscription inbox. So fear not. I'm just chilling. And thank you all for joining me for Weekly Hyperfixations. Tracking things that my brain hyperfixates on every week is also really kind of graphing for us how the year has been and things like that. So that's really fun to look at. And also it gets me to kind of keep up on some of my research instincts so that I don't, even though I'm not, you know, dedicatedly researching a single topic, I can still kind of keep those facets of my mind going, which is really nice. With that, have a good weekend and have a good rest of your week next week. I'll see y'all right here next Friday, same time, same place, and I hope you have a good one. Bye, y'all.